Am I the asshole for telling my son his girlfriend needs to shower more or move out? I, 45 female, am okay with my adult son, 23 male, living at home to save money. Recently, his girlfriend, 27 female, moved in. She has a very active job and half the time she only showers in the morning. She smells like old sweat when she comes home and lets herself smell like that until the morning. My husband, my teenage daughter, and I are sick of it, so I told my son his girlfriend needs to shower more or needs to move out. My son called me controlling, mean, and a busybody. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole, but instead of suggesting she showers more, you should suggest she showers after work in the evening instead of before work in the morning. She'd still be clean in the morning for work and she won't be dirty, stinky the rest of the night when she gets home. Imagine reeking so badly that it affects everyone in the house. I'm shocked your son doesn't have an issue with it. Not the asshole. Honestly, if she's not paying rent, she shouldn't be living there. Your son should not bring his girlfriend there to live on you and your husband. Your son apparently doesn't mind her stinking ass, so honestly, he's part of the problem. It's your home, you make the rules, until they can afford their own place and they both would have income so they both could afford a place until they can afford a place to play house, then you make the rules. I see some people defending this. There was a time when I had 3 jobs and took 4 showers a day. I also live in a tropical climate. That matters. Having your furniture professionally cleaned doesn't always take the smell out. I have owned a carpet cleaning company too. She needs to shower after work. If she wants to shower once a day, it needs to be after work. Not before. Edit. Oh, not the asshole. I had a boyfriend who changed from showering in the morning to showering after work because he was a cook in a restaurant. I didn't even need to say anything, he said he felt gross after work. It's not like between showering at night and his shift made him stink. She should just shower after work if she only wants to shower once a day. Generally not the asshole, but your approach seems to be pretty cold to hot. Like nothing, no mentions, then suddenly, shower more or she's kicked out. Where was the progression? I think it's valid to request her to shower more, but for the seemingly first and only request being an ultimatum with the threat of getting kicked out seems unnecessary. Am I the asshole for hiding my plans to move out with my fiancé from my overly protective parents? Hey fellow Redditors, I, 23F, need some perspective on this situation. My parents are extremely protective and controlling, to the point where I've never been allowed in my youth to have friends over at my house or go to friends' houses without a parent present. They've always been like this, and it's been really suffocating. My fiancé, 22M, and I have been saving up for a wedding and a place to move out, and we've been working towards this goal since 2020. We've been secretly putting away half of every paycheck into a separate account, and we're finally close to reaching our goal. The thing is, my parents don't want me to move out after we get married. They think I should come back to their house after the honeymoon and live with them again. They've always been like this, but it's gotten worse since my brother, 22M, is diagnosed with ASD. They seem to think that because he needs a lot of care, I must need the same level of care, which isn't true. I have ADHD, but I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself. My brother is low spectrum, the type you need to help after they go bathroom, groom them, bathe them and can never survive on their own, etc. I've tried talking to them about moving out, but they just don't get it. They think I'm not ready for independence and that I'll struggle without them. But the truth is, I've been working hard for years, and I'm more than capable of taking care of myself. I've had the same home nursing job for 4 years, and I've worked multiple jobs at once during COVID. While finishing school online, I worked 3 separate jobs, ran off 3 hours of sleep just to prove I wasn't baby-minded as my brother. If that's not more than capable, I am puzzled on what they wish to see to soothe the anxiety. My fiancé and I have a plan, and we're almost there. We've found a great opportunity for him to get a job that will allow us to afford a house comfortably. We want to start a family, have a nice wedding, and live our lives without interference from my parents. I've been engaged 2 years and want to enjoy my marriage, my journey for motherhood, my life as an adult, but I have guilt and a little fear that maybe I am so tunnel vision on independence I am not seeing the big picture. So, am I the asshole for hiding our plans from my parents? Peace. I feel like if I tell them, they'll try to sabotage our plans or guilt trip me into staying. I just want to surprise them with the news when we're ready to move out. Is that selfish of me? Not the asshole. Do not tell them, they will actively try to sabotage you. Be prepared to lose a lot of your physical belongings unless you have a way to slowly sneak stuff out to something like a storage unit. Also be prepared to go low or no contact once you are out of the home to protect yourself from guilt tripping, manipulation, threats, etc. Honey, you are being gaslighted into sticking around because you are their plan for caring for your brother long term. Look closely at how they care for him, what his needs are, and ask the hard questions. 1. What will they do with brother when the parents need elderly care? 2. What is their financial plan for his lifetime? The answer to both of the above is you. If they cannot keep you contained in the home and drive a wedge between you and your fiancé, they lose their long-term plan. Not the asshole, you're a grown-up and don't need your parents' permission for anything. This is not normal. Get some therapy since you think them controlling and manipulating you is normal. It's not. Hun, you're an adult who's gainfully employed, engaged, and planning your future in clear, measured steps. It should be every parent's dream to have a child like you. Don't let your parents' anxieties limit and control you. Keep making your plans, and only tell your parents when you're safely out the door. You can't control their response, but you can do everything in your power to be ready and protect yourself. Good luck, and best wishes to you. Not the asshole, I suggest not telling them until you signed a new lease. You're 23, working, and engaged. You can move out any time, without permission. Could have done that 5 years ago. Don't worry about what your parents think, it's your life, not theirs. They've given you reason to believe that if you tell them your plans, they'll harass you. So not the asshole for keeping your plans private until it's time. Am I the asshole for telling my stepmother she can't come to my son's birthday? Background. My mom died when I was 10. I'm 35 now. My father's been with this woman ever since, potentially before my mom died, but that's another story. We hadn't gotten along until I moved away for college, when I came to understand that my father needs someone in his life, and he's better off with her. She's highly educated. She has a daughter who's 30. I have a sister who's 41. My son is 4. She's been trying to get attention from him, buying shitty gifts that we don't allow, like candy, shiny, loud plastic toys, etc. Even though we explicitly told her, and every other relative, that we don't approve and the kid will not get the presents. To his first birthday party, she brought cupcakes, against our wishes. When we took them away from the table with the cake and other food, she insulted my wife and me, hoping we don't hear her. We've since broken contact with her completely. We might meet her at an event with my father, but it's a hello, and that's all, but she keeps insulting us when she can, i.e. Someone says my wife she's lost weight, she comes up and says, no she didn't, she exactly the same as before, stuff like that. My father got sick with cancer, and of course she's been helping him a lot, which I appreciate of course. But now, we're planning on a birthday party and I understand that she's planning on coming even though no one's invited her. Am I the asshole to tell her that we don't want to come to the party? What kind of monster would bring cupcakes to a kid's birthday party? They should be executed on the spot for such gross, disgusting behavior. Honestly, cupcakes and honestly any food that has sugar in it should be illegal, and anyone who would dare offer children a sugary treat should be in jail. The nerve of this lady to buy toys and treats for a child. Just sickening. Esh, she's rude, but you're also rude. She's trying to foster a relationship with her step-grandchild and you're just throwing up roadblocks wherever you can. Why? She makes cupcakes for a party and you refuse to serve them? She can't buy little treats for your son? Why? Let him have a bit of candy or play with the cheap toy. He's 4. She's been in your life for 25 years and in your son's for his whole life. She's not going anywhere, so why not make a few concessions like leaving her cupcakes on the table? Maybe she'll be encouraged to make fewer snarky comments if she's treated better. Info. Why didn't you serve the cupcakes at the birthday party? I get that you don't want your kid eating too much sugar, but why couldn't the other guests at the party decide for themselves if they wanted a cupcake? As the parents, you definitely get the final say on who comes to your very young child's b-day party, but do you loathe this woman so much that you cannot allow her to visit supervised only so your ill father doesn't have to travel alone? I suggest you try to unpack your feelings in therapy or at least try journaling, speaking to your wife or a close friend. All things being equal, cupcakes and a couple garish toys and an occasional loud mouth isn't such a terrible thing, so obviously there's lots more that made you allergic to this woman. Among which, the possibility that your dad was unfaithful, and in order not to hate him, you've had to place all the potential blame on the homewrecker. Bringing cupcakes to a kid's birthday party is not a felony. You should have put them aside and not made a scene. As far as calling her presents shitty, shame on you for being judgmental assholes. Your little boy probably would have loved whatever she brought him to your abject smug horror. You've taken your dislike for her to ridiculous lengths and it does not reflect well on you. We all have our shortcomings and moments of nastiness, but this nonsense in your family really needs to stop for the sake of your dad and little boy. Your reasoning is pure horseshit and you know it. I get that you don't like her or didn't get along with her, and insulting you guys is an asshole move. I'm not judging your parenting, of course it's your kid, but why did you not like cupcakes in a birthday party? Is your kid allergic to it, or any health reasons? And why don't you specifically want your kid to bond with her? I mean, did she do something when you were younger? I feel like there's a lot context missing. Am I the asshole for not knowing I had to pay back a debt I didn't know I owed? 18F. went to a Kendrick Lamar and SZA concert a few days ago with my friend G, 18F. But the day before the concert she brought up a debt I had no idea I was supposed to repay. Back around November of last year, the concert dates were announced, and G suggested we should have gone there together. However, once I saw the ticket price, about €130, I told her I wasn't sure I could come because I didn't have enough money. I'm still in school and don't have a job, and I didn't want to ask my parents for help. My mom is in a tough financial situation, and my dad, they've been divorced since I was a kid, already has other expenses to take care of. A few hours after I told her I probably couldn't go, she replied with something like, "Don't worry, my mom already bought the tickets for both of us." Since she told me not to worry, I assumed the ticket was a gift and so I thanked her and didn't think much of it. Months passed and we kept talking excitedly about the concert. There was never any mention of money or paying her mom back. Then, on August 1st, the day before the concert, we were making plans for the event when she suddenly told me that her mom had brought up the money situation and said I could eventually pay her back slowly. G also added that she would have even gifted it to you if it hadn't cost so much. I was kind of shocked and asked what she meant, because I had always assumed it was a gift. G then said she didn't understand why her mom was bringing it up now either, and she herself thought it was a gift from the beginning. But since her mom mentioned it, she felt like she had to let me know. I felt pretty bad when I read that message. I don't have a job, and I only get occasional small amounts of money from my parents. Paying back €130 would be a real challenge for me right now. Anyway, we went to the concert and everything went fine. Her mom never brought up the money to me directly, and she didn't say anything about how or when I should pay her back. After the concert, I told my mom what happened. She got upset with me and said I must have misunderstood the original message and should have clarified from the beginning whether it was a gift or not. Then she called G's mom to thank her for hosting me and subtly asked how I could pay her back. G's mom just said, "Don't worry, the girls will figure it out." That vague response confused me even more. Now I honestly don't know what to do. I feel like I didn't do anything wrong. G's mom should have clarified from the start if she expected to be paid back, especially since I made it very clear I couldn't afford the ticket. I'm in my final year of school and preparing for medical school entrance exams. I literally don't have time to work, and both G and her mom are well aware of this. Still, most people around me are saying I'm in the wrong and that I should pay the money back as soon as possible. You are not in the wrong. You made it clear you couldn't afford it. If it was expected that you need to pay it back, this should have been made clear to you from the beginning, before the ticket was purchased, so that you could give informed consent and a plan could be made relating to how you would pay it back. It sounds like there is perhaps some poor communication happening between your friend and her mom, but that is not your problem. You are not the asshole. I think it would have been not the asshole, because obviously you made it clear you were not expecting to pay, then she bought tickets. But then before the concert, your friend clarified that they do expect you to pay. You had three choices at that point. A. Don't go tell her, sorry, you think there has been a misunderstanding, you can't pay, and refer her back to the original messages. Not the asshole. B. Go, and find a way to pay for it, not the asshole. C. Go knowing she expects to be paid back, and also knowing you cannot pay her back. You chose this option, which makes you also guilty here. Girls will figure it out is the most toxic setup I've ever heard. Not the asshole. Well, I feel like G or G mom is trying to recoup their money if possible. Just relax and try to save up as much as you can. Can you save 10 a week? That'll take about 13 weeks. Or $20 a week and it'll take a month and a half to pay them back. You were given too little notice, but now you know. Just don't stress and pay back slowly. If you were my child's friend, that would have been a gift. Especially knowing that you couldn't afford it. How TF are you supposed to pay her back? I honestly wouldn't worry about it. Nor would I pay her back. Sometime down the road when your friend is stuck, maybe you can help her out. Asking for the money back is an asshole move, but even more so close to the date. Why TF did she wait for so long to ask about the money? I would have believed it was a gift too after saying I couldn't afford it, and then my friend says, "Don't worry, my mom bought the tickets for us." Yeah, that sounds like a gift. Not the asshole, but you should talk with your friend and clarify, agree that you had both understood it to be a gift. And that you would not have taken on a debt because you have no way of repaying it. Just talk it out and clear things up. Your friend also understood it the way that you did, so your understanding should not be challenged.